Lurking beneath the ocean's surface is a massive, ferocious reptilian predator, larger than any living creature today. Meet the modern-day Mosasaurus. This beast vanished 66 million years ago, but space discovery it had adapted to survive in today's world? In this episode, we'll explore the evolutionary changes the Mosasaurus would need to endure extinction and the terrifying form it might take in modern times. A world where this predator roamed the seas would be drastically different. Instead of just fearing shark attacks, news headlines would be filled with reports of Mosasaurus ambushes. Swimmers venturing too far from shore might fall victim to this stealthy hunter, and losing a limb would be the least of their worries. The Mosasaurus is a relentless predator, seizing any prey that crosses its path. With lightning-fast bursts of speed, it could propel itself from 0 to 48 kilometers per hour, 30 miles per hour, in just a second, much like a crocodile launching into attack mode. If you were within 30 meters, 98 feet of this beast, it would reach you before you even had time to react. Its immense, shark-like tail fin provides the power for this deadly pursuit. But ironically, this very feature could make the Mosasaurus a target. Just like shark fins, its tail fin could become a prized ingredient in traditional medicine, despite having no actual benefits. That said, hunting this creature wouldn't be easy. Humans could only get their hands on a tail fin if a Mosasaurus washed ashore. If you found yourself in the jaws of a Mosasaurus, escape would be impossible. Its massive, double-hinged mouth is lined with rows of razor-sharp teeth, not for chewing, but for gripping and securing prey. One devastating bite would be enough to kill, and from there, the Mosasaurus would swallow its victim whole. Its jaws work independently, ratcheting prey deeper with each movement. A 6-foot-long sunbather? Gone in a couple of gulps. And if you think you could wriggle free, think again. This beast has a third row of teeth in its upper jaw, ensuring no prey slips away. Speaking of fearsome creatures, space discovery, you could control an army of them in a thrilling mobile strategy game? Let's talk about today's sponsor. Tacticus is a fast-paced, turn-based tactical game set in the legendary Warhammer 40,000 universe. Assemble a squad of champions from over 18 factions and lead them into battle. With 80-plus champions to collect, the possibilities are endless. I've been playing Tacticus, and what I love most is how it rewards strategic, long-term gameplay. It's not just about speed. It's about planning, improving each day, and steadily building an unstoppable force. With PvE campaigns, PvP battles, and guild raids, there's always a new challenge waiting. Want to try it out? Use the QR code on screen or the link in the comments. Enter the code HALOGEN for January, not my friend Jan, to claim 2,000 gold and 50 blackstones. Available until February 1st. Now, just like starting a new game, the Mosasaurus had humble beginnings. It evolved from the Aegialosaurs, a group of monitor lizards that transitioned from land back to water. These early ancestors were much smaller, only about 1.5 meters, 5 feet long. But during the Cretaceous period, rapid evolution gave rise to around 40 different species of mosasaurs, with one standing out as the most formidable. Enter Mosasaurus hoffmanni, the largest and most ferocious of them all. This apex predator reached lengths of 9 to 15 meters, 30 to 50 feet, longer than a T-Rex, and dominated oceans worldwide. Its streamlined body and powerful limbs transformed into flippers, granting stability and maneuverability in the water. As mosasaurs grew in size and strength, older marine predators like ichthyosaurs vanished, allowing them to thrive. For 25 million years, the Mosasaurus reigned supreme, feasting on sharks, dolphins, sea turtles, anything it could sink its teeth into, even its own kind. Yes, the Mosasaurus was a ruthless cannibal. Fossil evidence has revealed mosasaurs with 3 other mosasaur skulls inside their stomachs. If it were alive today, humans would be nothing more than a snack. To sustain itself, the Mosasaurus would hunt the largest creatures in the ocean. Whales would be a preferred meal, and it wouldn't hesitate to devour one of its own species. Some mosasaurs, like Tylosaurus, had reinforced bony snouts used to smash into prey before devouring them. Over time, this trait would likely become even more pronounced in a modern-day Mosasaurus, making it an even deadlier force in today's oceans. But how did this predator locate its prey? Through its remarkable sense of smell. The Mosasaurus possessed a forked tongue, allowing it to detect scents underwater using chemoreception. By flicking its tongue, it gathered odor molecules and transferred them to a special organ in its mouth, helping it track down prey and even potential mates. But if a mate didn't smell quite right, they could become dinner instead. If the Mosasaurus still existed today, humans would be in serious danger. Picture yourself swimming in the ocean with a tiny cut, just a drop of blood seeping into the water. That would be all it takes for the Mosasaurus to pick up your scent and strike in an instant. Deep-sea diving might become obsolete, as no one would dare enter waters where this apex predator could be lurking. Historically, Mosasaurus didn't venture into the deep ocean, but if one had evolved to survive extinction, that could change. To understand why, we need to revisit the catastrophe that wiped them out, the same event that led to the demise of the dinosaurs. 66 million years ago, a massive asteroid crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula, causing a global disaster. The impact carved an enormous crater into the Earth, generating massive tsunamis. The intense heat vaporized rock, sending molten debris back down in the form of lethal shards. Any Mosasaurus near the surface would have been obliterated instantly. The fallout created a dense cloud of ash, triggering a decade-long impact winter. Sulfuric acid rained into the oceans, wiping out 90% of phytoplankton and collapsing marine ecosystems. With 75% of marine life gone, food sources for large predators like the Mosasaurus disappeared. So why did some marine creatures survive? Sharks, for example, have withstood multiple mass extinctions. One reason is their adaptability and ability to feed on a wide range of prey. Unfortunately for the Mosasaurus, its massive size and high energy needs meant it couldn't simply switch to eating smaller organisms like krill. Without a sustainable food source, even this once dominant predator couldn't escape extinction. But space discovery, the Mosasaurus had developed new survival traits? How might it have adapted to endure extinction and thrive in today's world? And more importantly, how would we survive in a world where it still ruled the seas? One of the key reasons sharks managed to survive the mass extinction event that wiped out so many other species was their ability to hunt in a wide range of ocean depths. Unlike some marine predators that were confined to shallow coastal waters, sharks could navigate between different layers of the ocean in search of food. Their adaptability allowed them to move from warm, sunlit waters to the deep, frigid abyss of the ocean, ensuring their survival even as the environment around them changed drastically. An essential factor in this survival was their partial warm-bloodedness, which allowed them to maintain a higher internal body temperature. This ability helped sharks thrive even in cold waters, where many other marine reptiles struggled to function. Their mobility through different depths and temperatures expanded their hunting opportunities, giving them a significant advantage over species that were limited to specific zones of the ocean. One such species that lacked this flexibility was the Mosasaurus. This prehistoric marine reptile was a powerful swimmer and a formidable predator, but it primarily hunted in shallow waters. Unlike sharks, it didn't venture far into the deep sea, instead relying on its ability to make quick bursts of speed to ambush prey near the shoreline. While this strategy made it an effective hunter in its preferred habitat, it also restricted its ability to adapt when environmental conditions changed. If the Mosasaurus had evolved differently, if it had developed a more streamlined body and fin-like paddles for better long-distance swimming, it might have had a better chance of surviving the mass extinction event. A more hydrodynamic shape would have allowed it to migrate across the ocean more efficiently, seeking new hunting grounds as conditions shifted. Fossil evidence suggests that the Mosasaurus was already warm-blooded, which would have been a valuable asset in a scenario where it needed to expand its range into colder waters. However, a warm-blooded Mosasaurus alone wouldn't have been enough to guarantee its survival. Additional adaptations would have been necessary. One such adaptation could have been the development of a swim bladder, similar to those found in deep-sea sharks. This gas-filled sac would have allowed the Mosasaurus to control its buoyancy, enabling it to explore different depths with greater ease. Without such a mechanism, deep diving would have been more challenging, as it would have had to expend significant energy to remain at certain depths. Another crucial evolutionary modification would have involved its sinuses. In deep-diving marine mammals like whales and dolphins, externalized sinuses help reduce the risk of skull damage caused by extreme pressure changes at lower depths. If the Mosasaurus had developed similar external sinuses, it would have been better equipped to withstand the physical stresses of deep-sea hunting. With these adaptations, an advanced version of the Mosasaurus could have spread across the entire ocean, hunting sharks and becoming an apex predator capable of ruling the marine world. But space discovery, the Mosasaurus had evolved along a completely different path. To explore this possibility, we need to look back at the Paleogene period,